Hello everyone, welcome to my first ever video on this channel, the channel name being ViewsFromCam. Today we're going to be talking about Blue Lock chapter 309 titled Reunion. I may be a bit late to the party as other YouTubers have already discussed this chapter, but better late than never. Hope you stick around and I'm not even going to waste your time. Let's get straight into it. So we start off with many news organizations, or at least the online world. This may be Blue Lock's versions of Twitter. Actually, now that I look at it, this is Twitter. Or, let's just say it's Twitter. They're talking about how Japan is in a death bracket. Now, last chapter, we find out that, Blue Lock, Japan is going to be facing Nigeria, England and France, which, I don't think any of us expected that they'd face France that soon, but here we are, and no one has faith in them, okay? This reflects the real world of everyone on Reddit right now, okay? Or Reddit, because that's where I go to get my Blue Lock information. No one has faith in them, and I don't either, because they're not beating France. I see no way that they beat France right now. But this one Burrow fan does believe it. He's out talking about how Burrow will figure something out. Okay, bro, the guy who came fourth, who lost to Zero. Okay, he's not even on the poster that Nagi saw in Trio 2, right? He's not even what's gonna happen. But Burrow, he's the king. He'll figure something out. But then we move on to Isagi Yoichi, talking about how he's gonna be the best in the world as he gets ready to go back to Blue Lock. Talking about how he'll take down every single person. And we know he's number one. We know he's gonna do it. He always does something. He's probably gonna pull some plot out of his ass, but that's how it is with Isagi. Don't doubt my man. As his parents wishes him good luck and everything, Isagi talks about how everyone in Blue Lock are challengers. And then we see that we have 30 days until the Under 20 World Cup. So this means that we're going to get a good training arc, and I hope it's like a Blue Lock, 11 versus 11, as that would be very cool. But, we'll see what the author decides to do. He didn't show us the training arcs for the characters, other than the one he showed in 305, and I wish we could have gotten to see more of Bunny Iglesias, but it is what it is. We'll see him in the tournament. But as Isagi reaches Blue Lock, he meets with Batra, talking about how Isagi may have gotten a bit taller. Isagi is like, yo, this did not happen. It's only been 2 weeks. Okay. But then Rin came out of absolutely nowhere. Okay. I swear this man is an actual emo, the way he just appears and disappears out of nowhere. Okay. And he comes out talking about how he's so tepid for Isagi. Talking about, I measure myself and I've grown a whole centimeter. Now Rin cracks me the fuck up, because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, okay, now stay with me now. Rin is 16 years old, okay? Isagi is 17 years old, okay? And Rin wants to crush both Sai and Isagi, okay? Now, if you think about this, the way Rin is just trying to prove himself that he's better than Isagi, it's kind of like how a little brother is trying to prove himself to an older brother. Now, I know this may be a bit of a weird take, but just hear me out here, because why is Rin going to this length? This is just quite sad. Very sad. He cracks me the fuck up. Talk about, I've grown a whole centimeter. Ain't nobody asked you. Even Isagi's confused. What's he trying to prove? And Batra's like, yo, do you want Isagi to praise you? Even Batra knows it. Even Batra knows what I'm talking about. But Rin, being the character that he is, he's a full-on to Sunday talking about, I'm gonna kill you, and Batra just being silly they go inside, and we see all the other Blue Lock characters that we come to know and love. Kunigami being emo as shit. I don't know what the fuck he's trying to do. you do not look cool at all. There's no reason to do any of this. You're literally out of the wild card. You're survived. You're okay. Rayo's this emo again, trying to copy Kunigami, but you don't do it well. And honestly, I don't know why you smiling. Ain't you, I was not hoping for you to be here, but you're here for some reason. But hey, it is what it is, as everyone greets each other, Karasu, that's his name. I keep forgetting his name all the time. Talking about, yo, you guys are so here. Hiyori's like, it's been a while. Our double aces from IQ, one of the greats. Baro has nothing to say because he's just, I don't know what the fuck he's done. And, Ego comes, talks about, oh, you guys, you lumps of talents. congratulations on your training, and now you guys are no longer how you were 2 weeks ago. Each of you have acquired new weapons, and their combinations will be the lifeline to victory. You know, the history of your victory so far, your bonds, any crass ideas of doing things for the sake of Blue Lock, throw that shit away. I will use all of you and achieve my dream, and I want you to use me to achieve your dreams. Hey, he keeping a buck. Use me, I use you. You know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. It's simple. Simple, easy, simple. Right now, you're shouldering the hopes of Japanese soccer. But what of it? Do not make this the peak of your life. And it's funny how he says this, and I just remember the conversation he had with them during the, after the under 20 game against the Japan national team, you know, that arc. And I just think how funny it is how Nagi may have made that the peak of his career. But, you know, enough of the Nagi thunder. Eagle continues and says, don't be someone who lives just on the foundation of this memory. Transcend all those egos and let's go. And as he goes on to explain the order of the games. We'll first face off Nigeria, then face off France, and then England. And I can already predict how this is gonna go, okay? They're gonna win against Nigeria, maybe 2-1. Let's say that. France, they lose either like a close battle, or it's just a full-on dominance. Like they could, like after their game with Nigeria, they could come on and they have this high, like they think they're good, that they can just beat against France, and then they just lose. And Loki will probably talk mad shit to Isagi once they do. He'll be like, oh, what was that? He'll call back to that conversation that Isagi had in 284 with him, nearly called, Loki the N-word. And then, the match with England, it'll probably be a very close game. But Blue Lock will win, and they'll get through. I can already predict, but we don't know. Kaneshiro may have different ideas, right? But then, Ego talks about how, come you lumps of talents, it's time for the training that will lead you to victory. In the 30 days before the tournament, I will reform you into a brand new egotist team. The World Cup, the Under 20 World Cup final training starts now. Okay, we get to it. This is exciting. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I am so excited for this. But the chapter doesn't end. We still got this bum Nagi. For me, I'm tired of seeing him. I'm just tired of seeing him, like I thought the last time we saw him was Trio 2, but he's still here. He's still relevant. I mean, yeah, sure, he still will be relevant, to the story, but, I want it to be that we don't see him for a long time. And then he comes back, kind of like how Kunigami was. Like Kunigami was just absent in the whole U20 match with Japan, and then he comes back afterwards. That's what I want. Anyways, Nagi's playing the video game as usual. He wins, but he's not focused on that right now. He's thinking about whether the choice he made of not joining Boratsuta, was it the right one? Was it the only choice he could have made? He knows that it would have been a slave contract just for make money for that manager, but it wouldn't be him. It wouldn't be his ego. And he doesn't want to betray Blue Lock. And then he thinks about how Hisagi told him, don't stop playing soccer. And then, Nagi's off thinking that, yeah, this is not the only way, I could go be pro. I still have that offer from Manzai Shitty. So there's still a path for me. But then he's questioning, even though if he doesn't get to represent the national team or represent Japan, he can still be pro, be the world's best. But is that enough? Is that what he wants? And he's just still figuring it up. He's wondering if it's either Blue Lock or soccer itself that fires him up. And, me personally, it could be both. It could be both, because he does mention in Hero 2 that Blue Lock was so much fun. So it's definitely Blue Lock that he misses the most. And that soccer is just a part of it. Because, if Blue Lock was more of a basketball, let's say, environment, and Nagi was just a natural talented, like genius like that in that sport again, he'd still be fired up for basketball as well, but it's because of in the Blue Lock environment. So he does miss Blue Lock, but at the same time, he also have an interest in soccer. But I just think that the Blue Lock facility is that where he really, really misses as well, because he can associate his love of soccer for Blue Lock. That's where it started. But he's just thinking, what does my ego scream for? And as Nagi is just out here, just thinking, we see a random dude with the most dripped out clothing I've ever seen. This guy talks about, what are you doing? I've been looking for you. And then Nagi looks back and it's fucking Igaguri. When I saw the leaks for this, I couldn't believe this man came back. Okay, we know it's the author's favorite character. Okay, man has a manga cover, and now look at this. Bro is dripped out like he got money. He got 3 million yen, which I don't know how much that is in like pounds, but this man, I don't know, he got that shit on though. He does.
Boy, he got that shit on though.
But nah, I'm not, I don't know, like, leave this character behind. You know, we don't need him. Though granted, I'm kind of indifferent to him. You know, I don't hate him like some others, but I'm just not, I don't know why he's here or what's the purpose of Igaguri. But, you know, that's it. That's the chapter. I know it's not as exciting as chapter 308 or 307, but, you know, we just getting straight to it. This chapter is alright, you know, and, you know, I can't wait for the next one. Like I said, you know, I predict the training arc. We'll probably see, like, I hope we get like a full on, you know, 20 chapters or something on the training arc, because I really want to see a Blue Lock environment 11 versus 11. That'll be a very fun thing to see. But if not, that's alright too, you know. But the World Cup, man, it's probably gonna be longer than the NEL. In terms of like how long it takes in the real world, we're probably gonna be here for 5 years of that arc. Who knows? Boy. But yeah, that's it. That's the chapter. Thanks you again for listening to this video. And again, here's to the next Blue Lock video, chapter 310, which, damn, I forgot the title for this. Damn, you can see how unprofessional I am. But it's all joke. But hey, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.